Up. And as we speak, Tom Brady is appearing on the Howard Stern radio show. We are monitoring that. And if he says anything of interest, particularly, as Howard has promised, anything about Bill Belichick, we will definitely bring it to you here and let you hear what it is Brady has to say. Meanwhile, as we consider this from a football perspective, if Tom Brady is going to be a division champion for what would be the 18th time in his career, he is unquestionably going to have to earn it in the jam-packed NFC South. Brady isn't even the most prolific passer in his own division. He's second all-time in yards and touchdowns. Drew Brees is number one. And when the two of them meet, they'll be the first pair of 40-year-old starting quarterbacks ever to go head-to-head. But you already knew that. What you need to know is that the NFC South is the most decorated division in the sport, and it isn't even close.
You expect that one of these teams have an opportunity to make a run to the Super Bowl. This is going to be fun. This is going to be exciting.
It features last year's Offensive Player of the Year, Michael Thomas, and the man he barely edged out, Christian McCaffrey, who had the third most yards from scrimmage ever. Plus, the top three receivers in yardage last year, Thomas, Julio Jones, and Chris Godwin. Jones is actually the league's all-time leader in receiving yards per game, catching passes from the 2016 MVP Matt Ryan, and now joined by the 2017 Offensive Player of the Year and the league's leader in touchdowns the last 3 seasons, Todd Gurley. All of that, and we didn't even yet mention Mike Evans, Alvin Kamara, or a single defensive player like last year's sack champion Shaq Barrett, or Cam Jordan, one of only 2 players with at least 12 sacks each of the last 3 years. But the glamour always goes to the quarterbacks, and this group is loaded. If Brady, Brees, Ryan, and Teddy Bridgewater start week 1, Elias tells us they would have the most combined wins of any division since they went to 4 teams in 2002 by a mile. Their total would be 513. The record now is 347. So, Tampa Tom, good luck, because looking at that gauntlet on your schedule, there's no doubt you're going to need it. It's the best division in the sport, and it goes way beyond the quarterbacks. Last season, 12 different players were selected to the NFL first or second All-Pro team from the NFC South, including at least 2 from every team. That is the most selections by any division last season. So let's talk about it here as we consider this division. And one of the things, and Rex, you know this well, that Tom Brady has done so successfully, one of the reasons that he made all these deep playoff runs is that he keeps winning his division in the AFC all those years, getting the bye and moving forward. Are the Buccaneers the team to beat in your mind in the NFC South?
Well, I can tell you this, and D. Wood and I can speak about this. We saw it firsthand. Tom Brady, what he is, he's such a winner. And you're going to surround him with talent like Tampa has, Godwin, Mike Evans, those 2 tight ends. I mean, I can't wait to watch it. So to me, that's what he is. And the other thing is, the reason I like Tampa is you have Todd Bowles there as your defensive coordinator. I think he's the best coordinator in that division, and I think he's going to make the difference. Him and Brady. Brady knows how to win. He's not going to put his team in jeopardy like Jameis Winston did like crazy. So to me, I think that they have a legitimate chance. As much as I love Sean Payton, I love Drew Brees. But, man, oh, man, I've been beat so many dang times by Tom Brady that I wouldn't bet against him.
You look at some of those numbers. That is a sneaky good defense led by Bowles, as you mentioned, and Barrett. And they played so many close games last year that turned on a play or 2, and Winston, of course, threw the 30 interceptions. So, D. Wood, Tampa, New Orleans, which is the team to beat in the NFC South?
Well, Greeny, Rex makes a lot of really good points about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I'm going to get a slight answer to the New Orleans Saints. So you talk about in a truncated offseason with everything going on with the pandemic. I think continuity matters. It's really going to matter this season. So the programs that's been consistent, been together for the longest period of time. And when you look at the NFC South, you have to get the edge to the New Orleans Saints. You got Sean Payton and Drew Brees, who's been together forever, running the same systems on both sides of the ball. A lot of the same personnel that's coming back. So I love the addition of Tom Brady with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Todd Bowles running that defense, but I'm going to get a slight edge because of continuity with the New Orleans Saints.
Well, you bring up an important point. So, Rex, we started the show talking about whether or not Joe Burrow, who will be a rookie, an experienced rookie, comparatively speaking, but a rookie, will be ready to start immediately based upon what figures to be a truncated offseason. In fact, it's already assured of being one. There certainly won't be OTAs. Tom Brady is the opposite of a rookie. But these are all new teammates. It is an all new scheme. It's all new coaches and everything else. Just how much of a factor do you think the off-season circumstances will be in his getting up and ready in Tampa?
Look, Tom Brady is going to run that offense. Let's make no mistake. Just like Peyton Manning ran that offense when he went to Denver, they're going to change to him. Any good coach would change to a quarterback like this. So that's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be more on the other guys getting up to speed with them. So to me, it's Brady's he's not going to have any issue whatsoever getting getting ready to play. And look, I get it. It's a different type of off season and things like that. But look, we did it with the Jets. We had 2 rookies start at quarterback. So to me, it can be done. You're going to have teaching things anyway, albeit you're not going to be on the field around your teammates. That's why I think that impact that Brady would have had in that locker room is not going to be felt as much as it would have been had they been practicing. However, I think without question he's going to be up to speed, and so will his teammates.
Maybe it's a team that figures to get better as the season goes on. Go ahead, D-Wood.
Yeah, let me piggyback something off of Rex because I think he brought up a good point. And Greeny, you would actually know about this. Remember, Brett Favre got traded in training camp back in 2008. And we basically scrapped our whole offense. We learned the West Coast. Brett was teaching us. It took us a couple games to get going, but boy, when we got rolling, And it was really the injury to Brett Favre that really derailed our season that year.
Don't get me started on that. The season that Brett Favre had with the Jets is so underrated and underappreciated. People obviously remember him as a Packer, and rightfully so. And then the really good year he had in Minnesota the following year when he was an MVP candidate. That was a great Jets team that was rolling, D-Wood, until he got hurt, and then it all fell apart, and Chad winds up winning Comeback Player of the Year and wins the division after being released after all of that. So, yes, you might say I remember it reasonably well. Having said all of that,
Brady.
Meanwhile, on Planet, I want to show you guys something. Tell me what to think. And by you guys, I mean absolutely everyone. I am displaying for you the new Patriots jerseys. Excuse me, Patriots. This is something I have to get used to saying. The new Buccaneers jerseys. You saw number 12 in there. That was Chris Godwin. He won't be wearing the number 12 this year. He'll be wearing number 14. Those are the new look jerseys for the Buccaneers, and they sent us some. So I've got the Brady one here in the red. Rex and D-Wood, what do you think of the new look? Go ahead, D-Wood, you're sort of a fashionable fellow. What do you think of the new look in Tampa?
I think they're cold, man. I would have loved to see the creamsicles, but I thought the Bucs did really